everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Georgia and today I'm going to be watching season 4 episode 7 of Sex Education. Last episode we saw the funeral for Maeve's mum and it was definitely my favourite episode so far. We got to see so many familiar faces return, so many of our main characters all reuniting for Maeve. I loved it so much. It really reminded me of what this show used to be and what this season has been lacking in my opinion. Seeing characters interact, like Eric and Adam interacting for the first time this season, seeing Miss Sands and Mr. Hendricks come back and support Maeve, and my favourite scene was the with the without you scene, but also Miss Sands telling Maeve that she's gone back to university and that Maeve inspired her, because Miss Sands was always Maeve's biggest supporter and she's the one that really pushed her to get to where she got to, and to know that Maeve did the same for her inadvertently was just so heartwarming. And her conversation with Miss Sands has actually made me change my mind about wanting Maeve to go back to America. I think she should, because it's too big of an opportunity to pass up, and I feel like that episode also brought home how shit her life has been. Despite all that she's been through, growing up with a drug addict mum, a flaky brother, living in a caravan all by herself throughout her college years, she made it to a program to get to America, and I think her giving that up would be a real shame. But I understand if she wants to stay to be with the people that she knows, because that's fair enough. It's a rough period for her. She needs people by her side. But if she's doing it just to save her relationship with Otis, I think that's a big mistake. That final scene with Otis has really left me boggled. They were going to have sex and then he started getting these images in his head of his mum's depressive period, which we saw a snippet of earlier in the episode when Jean was talking to O about how she was depressed the first time and the reason why she took on this radio gig after having Joy, which was another really good scene, seeing Jean open up like that. But I don't know why that was what popped into his head when he was about to have sex with Maeve. He never seemed to have any problem sleeping with Ruby, but why is it with Maeve? I want them to explore that. But Otis and Eric are taking a friendship pause because Otis wasn't hearing Eric out when he tried to voice his own opinion on their friendship, and Otis never listening to him. He proved his point because he didn't really listen to what he had to say then. He's afraid of getting left behind and he blamed Eric for hanging out with new people, but like, if we look at the whole show, how many times has Eric been ditched and had to find other friends himself? In season 1 he hung out with freaking Lily, for goodness sake. He's always been pushed to the side, so Otis needs to really get a grip on himself and make more effort in this friendship, because it being one-sided all the time isn't it. As much as I do love them, Eric is the one that puts in most of the effort. Jackson's test results came out negative, which is a big whoop. I'm so happy for him. Amy's got an idea for her art project and I'm so excited to see that. It looks like it's going to be exactly what I wanted it to be, so I'm so happy. Ruby exposed the video of O bullying her when they were children, so we'll see the fallout from that this episode, I'm sure.
Give me that. Turtle, it's a party.
Oh, stop calling me Turtle, I hate it.
But look at your cute little turtley nose.
Just give it to me.
That's not coming out that easily. Oh my goodness. What is he doing? Ew.
Did you find the salt?
Don't be jealous.
Jealous? That's disgusting.
Maybe you should just embarrassed to have Maeve stay over.
Why would he be embarrassed?
Perhaps you need to be a little bit less intense.
Perhaps we need to see her interact with Maeve. Why are we not getting that?
I've decided to give you the money.
What is
What's
that?
this?
That's like a
It's
letter.
a sister contract, so that we both understand the conditions. Mull it over. Take your time. There's no rush, and when you sign it, I'll transfer the money.
I am so Jean. Like, I mean, does she even understand how much money she's lending her? You gotta have a clause in there.
Show's on hiatus until that stuff about, you know, her being deleted gets worked out.
Deleted.
You and Maeve wants to come over for dinner tonight. It would be very relaxed.
Please. We haven't seen them interact yet.
No, I don't think that's a good idea.
Babe.
I thought Maeve and I
Got off on the wrong foot and...
well, I'd like to get to know her better.
Fine. Yeah?
That sounds really nice.
Oh,
We'll come over later.
Good.
I hope it's not as tragic as her dinner with Jackson's parents in season 1.
I wish I could just go back to being a kid. I think it was the last time I felt like me.
I love that they're keeping a voice recording of it. I can't think of the exact word for it, like a journey. When they're at the other side, I think that'll be really impactful to look back on.
What the fuck?
Oh.
Here you go.
I just got an email saying that there's no record of my sperm donor.
Did they get in contact with the clinic?
Until after your exam.
No, I know you guys are hiding something from me.
Is it going to be someone he knows?
I don't think I'm the right person for the show.
Oh.
I thought that I'd be able to juggle everything, and it turns out that it's a lot harder than I realised. I just need to be a mum right now.
I'm so glad she's doing this.
You're so brave for outing I.
Yeah, and I accidentally pissed in my wardrobe when I was drunk once, so you shouldn't feel embarrassed.
Ah.
See you later.
That stuff I said about us and Maeve, I'm really sorry. Really think we still have a chance of winning this thing, if we can move past it.
I'm working for someone new now, Otis. I'm sticking around the corner.
Oh, come on, be reasonable.
You can up for this.
Nobody, I'm an independent...
He would be abysmal. Oh dear. You want her to be happy, don't you, Maeve? And him too.
Sean asked me to tell you you need to pick your mum up.
Why, where is he?
He's left. He took all his stuff.
We're really never going to see him again, are we?
Sorry about your mum. Oh. Took out biters, get a free pass, and they got a dead mum. How gracious.
I love Maeve so much. As I said, I don't forget what Ruby used to do.
When I was assaulted on the bus, I keep meaning to throw them away, but for some reason I can't. Even when I'm doing something I love. Like eating ice cream. Feels like I'm still wearing them. Like it never goes away. So yeah, this is my idea.
That's so good. I love that this storyline has continued on for so long as well, because it is hard to get over.
Well, you've helped so much. You're going to be such a great teacher.
Thank you, but this is all you.
You don't have to hide from him, Otis. What was his silent beef with that dude? Oh hey. Oh my god, the elevator's gonna break, isn't it? Yep. It had to.
What's the capital of Montenegro?
Podgorica?
Are you sure?
Yeah, you got this.
Thanks. Why were you talking to that guy?
Okay. Oh.
Are you
he was
serious?
just asking me questions about the exam.
Oh, does it look like you were coming on to him? That's why.
I have had enough! What is wrong with this guy? That is outrageous. It looked like you were coming on to him. She gave him a shoulder slap, dude. Oh my god. I cannot believe at the start of the season I was like, the only new character I like is Bo. He's quite cute. No! Oh my goodness! The others may be slightly annoying, but at least they're not controlling and overbearing like he is. That's so ridiculous. And Viv, you deserve so much better!
Don't walk away from me.
Okay, this suddenly turned...
You're hurting me, Bo. Ow. Stop.
It used to be that he manipulated her into submission, but now he's becoming physical. Viv, leave him now, before it gets any worse.
Hello? Phone's dead.
We're gonna run out there. Oh!
I've got an exam in exactly 10 minutes' time upstairs, and the shitty lift is broken again.
Right.
She's empathetic as ever.
I've had enough of this.
Oh.
There's mischief in your eyes.
Your results may be cancelled.
Viv's gonna be
You should
distracted.
have a question paper on your desk.
Viv!
All right, stay calm, everyone.
Was that Isaac? Did he pull the fire alarm?
Don't run.
Jesus Christ, they're all just gonna leave her behind.
Please remain calm. Right, that's fine.
Oh my goodness!
We may
They
need to
blocked
find
their
an alternative
exit.
way.
Put themselves in Isaac's shoes.
It's annoying, isn't it? Not being able to get where you need to go. I've asked nicely multiple times for the lift to be replaced, and nothing has changed. So yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit disruptive. I'm here, wasting my time, explaining why accessibility is a big deal, when it should be a given. This college can afford sound baths, communal harmony
That's
bees.
what I've been freaking saying.
They can definitely afford a working lift.
I love Isaac so much.
None of you realise you left me behind just now when college could have burned down. I pretend I'm coping as well as everyone else. It's so much work. No note taker in class. It's so draining.
Shit.
Most people understood that our problems come from barriers in society, not from our disability.
I don't think he goes here.
I'm just very passionate.
What, did they just try and have a Mean Girls iconic moment there? She doesn't even go here. Like, what was the need for that? I don't even think he goes here. So what, so we just came along to say that? It's like they tried adding some unnecessary comedy to the scene, but I don't think that's funny.
Get back to your exams.
No, not good enough. If Isaac can't do his exam, I won't do my exam.
Time for a revolution.
Oh my god, we're doing one of those protest things, like the famous naked people in the 60s with the funny little bums.
Go on, Isaac, you did that.
So how do they fit your mum in there then?
It's her ashes.
That's a very pretty urn.
Did he say anything before he left?
Just that he wanted to try and get clean.
Oh, well, that's something.
If he was going to stay here, he wouldn't be able to do that.
Oh, fair enough, you know. Why are you smelling
Hey, mate, got your hay delivery, but your tractor's in the way. Can you move it?
Oh gosh. I'm worried he's gonna reverse into the van. Oh no!
Are you totally incompetent?
Adam, what the hell? Get down now! Come on, quickly!
Oh.
What the fuck?
Is she finally doing something about the treehouse?
I know how to use a hammer.
Just turn it around.
It's a hammer! You have to micromanage everything! I mean, what kind of a person handwrites a fucking sister contract? Use my own judgment!
Because your judgment is famously bad!
You're the one that got yourself into all this debt.
How much was that electric face mask thingy?
It was £250. It's meant to be £350 and I got it in a sale.
When you're in debt, that's not cheap.
Anna, I just think that you could benefit from some therapy.
You are out here fucking knocking down a treehouse when you should be talking about the guy who built it, who thought he was the father of your child and he wasn't.
You haven't dealt with the years of abuse. And that is why all of this is just self-sabotage.
They're both right. Jean hasn't spoken about Jakob, which breaks my heart because I love Jean and Jakob. But it's so evident that Jean has her life way more together than Joanna does. Joanna is freeloading off her sister. She's heavily in debt. If I were Jean, I would have written a contract too because I am also that way. Like, her sister is so unreliable and untrustworthy. There's no guarantee that she's ever going to pay it back for starters, or even any guarantee that she'll actually pay it all to pay off the debt because of how wacky she is. And as we've been shown, she did get abused, and Jean just said it was years of abuse, and to think that she's never gone to therapy over that is mind-boggling to me because that's one of the most traumatic things a person can experience. So to just be able to move past that on your own cannot have been easy. So I do salute her for having some kind of life after that, but she does need to talk about it and get over it because that probably has sent her life in this direction. And that's something I love about this show, is that they advocate for therapy for lots of different people. Like, we've got the teenagers going to sex therapy, and then Amy had some conversations with Jean after she got assaulted. Whenever someone goes through something traumatic, they always advocate for therapy, and I think that's so important. And it's not limited as well. Like, everyone in the show probably has had a therapy session at one point because everyone needs to talk to someone. Oh my god, they've tied up someone. There. This queen.
We're really going to try a lot harder to support you.
Thanks.
If she could tell Abby that she's one of the main culprits of this, that would be great. Oh, I forgot about them.
My girlfriend's meet my mum properly tonight. Not that that's any of your business.
It's not poisoned, don't worry.
The snatch. Manners.
Thanks.
Right, there we go.
The tea's definitely open, and things are a bit better with my mom.
Good.
Yeah. And I get these flashes of how good things can be. But then I remember it's all out of my control.
Does that mean they have spoken to their mum? Oh, why are they not showing us things that I want to see? We saw Cal's mum going to Jean and O about her issues last episode. And so I wanted to see them have that conversation with her. Didn't get it. We got that big climax of Maeve and Jean meeting for the first time. Then we didn't even get to see their first conversation. Some of the choices they've made this season really leave me with questions about what they were thinking.
How much did it cost you?
Mine was about £10,000. Me family paid.
Fuck.
What were you expecting?
There's no way we
I
can
thought it would
afford
be
that.
more than that. Amy's really going for the 60s vibe.
Would you like some bread?
I keep seeing things, Abby.
It's clearly plaguing your thoughts.
God is telling me that I shouldn't turn my back on my community, that I should get baptized.
Sometimes I would give anything to go back to my church. It was my whole world and I miss it so much. Not everyone can fight, Eric, and that's okay. Whatever you decide, I'll support you.
I think there's a way to be both.
Just wanted to say thank you for everything you've taught me before I go.
You're not fired. Look, I think you're really good at this job.
So I'm not fired.
No.
Yay!
But you will be if you keep standing there wasting my time asking if you've been fired.
He's holding down a job, yes! She's leaving.
So dramatic.
You know, I don't know why I thought I could ever live with you.
What, maybe because the alternative is being homeless? You are fundamentally selfish.
I'm selfish?
Yes.
Dan might be the one, and you are forbidding me from seeing him.
Why do you still want to see him when he's the father of your niece?
If you leave now, there's no coming back.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not coming back. Our sister contract can kiss my arse.
I can't believe she hasn't got changed.
Hi.
Oh, hey!
Come in.
Otis isn't here yet either. We're just gonna have the two of them interacting. Yes! Me.
Otis told me that you lost your mum. I'm so sorry. When I lost my mum, I felt so disjointed. It's like my centre had completely gone.
Her mum doesn't seem like she was the best either.
She was a drug addict.
Oh, that must have been so hard for you.
I feel relieved that she's gone.
Yeah, it's not uncommon for people to feel
Because at least you don't have to worry anymore, I suppose.
Trauma. Try not to be hard on yourself.
I thought your girlfriend lived in America.
She's going to start studying at Cavendish.
Thought she was doing that impressive course thing.
What's your point?
She must really like spending time with you to give all that up.
Well, yeah, she does, actually.
Do you want her to give up her future for your relationship?
Are you still having that sex phobia stuff? I read that thing your mum wrote about you.
Why would you tell him that?
What happened with Ruby? Why don't we start there? Do you have any idea how awful she felt?
Oh, please, Otis. Don't pretend like you care about her. You're literally using her because you want to win the election.
Are you asexual, or was that just something else to make me look bad?
No, I don't think she made that up. He never says anything right, does he?
Actually, might just get a job, you know? Something secure.
Sounds sensible.
My tutor told me I wasn't cut out for it, so...
He
I'm not gonna
was
waste my
such a
time on
prick.
something if I'm not good enough, you know? I don't know why I'm crying.
Oh, she hasn't cried yet, has
Such a
she?
baby.
It's okay to cry.
Kind of convinced myself that I was special or something. I deserve to be there with those people. Just an idiot.
Sometimes when we haven't been parented securely, we can suffer from low self-esteem. You were good enough to get into that course in the first place. And I reckon that you are just as worthy of succeeding as anybody else there.
The way Jean therapizes people hits so different.
I think that what you probably need is someone in
Her voice, when she's like talking to someone like this, always makes me emotional. I don't know why.
to keep believing in yourself and not to let one teacher dictate your future.
Miss Sands believed in you, and this does remind me of like conversations that Maeve and Miss Sands used to have, which I think is why it's making me emotional, because it is like Maeve never had anyone to believe in her, and then Miss Sands was the first person that showed it, and Otis, and now Jean. Like, to think that she's never had this before, and now she's getting it from virtually strangers. I really thought that her teacher in America was saying all that stuff to her because he wanted to steal her work, which I don't think is the case now, but I guess he just was a grade A dick. Like, really, how was he putting people down like that got into this course on their own merit, telling them that they weren't talented enough? Blasphemy. And the girl that did get the apprenticeship program or whatever it was a nepo baby.
I needed to become best friends with the popular girls so that people didn't notice that I didn't fit in. And then I started learning everything that I could about sex and relationships. It is exhausting not being able to be yourself.
What are you looking at, bedwetter?
I couldn't let people in without giving myself away, so I decided that I was just better off alone. I mean, I didn't need anything except my clinic.
Fucking Nora. We didn't know there was anybody in here. The left is fixed.
Until it breaks again.
Your mum said that your dad left when you were younger and that she really struggled.
Yeah, she did.
I think you're afraid that you're going to get your heart broken like your mum did.
Wow, she's good. Because that would make sense. I mean, sorry to the Ruby and Otis fans. Sorry. But that would make sense why he never had that fear with Ruby, because he didn't like her like that.
You should just let that fear go, because you can't love anyone without risk.
It's actually going to win this thing.
Yep. Guess that's my karma.
You need to apologise to
I know you made a
Ruby,
mistake.
finally.
But no one's better off alone. You should just apologise.
Are you all right? No! I messed up at work today, and the first thing that I thought is I'm going to disappoint my dad.
Oh, really?
You have made me feel like I'm shit at everything since I was born. You're a failure. You are just a sad man who does a job that he hates because he's too afraid to do anything else. I thought you were actually interested in me, but you weren't. It was all just about getting back together with Mum. Adam, that's not true. It is true.
She's the one that had to push you to do it.
You don't like me, so just
I think he
stop
does like you now,
pretending.
though. Give him a hug! Something! My Roz. Was she cheating on his mum? Or did she get pregnant and then fall in love with his mum? Yes! That was my first thought when Adam said he does a job he hates. I was thinking, he loves cooking, right? Fuck off, Bo.
You were right about Bo.
Outsiders always have a better perspective in situations like that.
I think I'm going back to America. I don't want to lose you, Otis.
You won't lose me. It's just a few weeks.
I love it so much up there. I feel so different. I feel like the best version of me. You can still make it work, though.
I don't know about that. They're so young.
I don't know that we could. I would feel like I'm holding you back. It would be too hard.
And she's meant for great
I love you.
things. I can't believe it. I mean, I can, because this is where I thought it was heading, and I did predict that they wouldn't end up together. But wow, 4 seasons of build up for this. Oh, they will get to have sex though. That's something, I suppose. They both seem really happy despite this being their last goodbye. God, I feel so sad and I don't even ship them that much.
I'm gonna close my eyes. Don't think I can watch you go.
I mean, this show always just hits me hard regardless, doesn't it? Oh. Wait, imagine this is their last scene together. I didn't even think about that. That could have been their last scene together.
Going back to America. And I have to put something right before I leave.
Oh my god.
I was more upset at the idea of losing you both. I kind of realised that you're the only family I have left.
Oh.
Maeve, you could never lose us, ever.
I think you two should definitely explore this. You don't need my permission, but it makes a lot of sense.
It does, surprisingly.
Hi, Erin.
Bye, Erin.
Bye, Mum.
Oh, I think that was a really beautiful send-off for Maeve and Otis. If that's their final scene together and they don't even have a scene together in the final episode, I feel so conflicted about that. Like, I in a way, I love this as a goodbye for them, and Otis closing his eyes and watching her leave. But I'm like, the final episode is an hour and a half long. There are so many characters that I want to see interact, and Otis and Maeve I thought was a given. Like, I thought, I don't know how I expect it to end, and I'm so scared to watch it. But I imagined it as like a, you know, all the characters in one place, walking away from the camera or something. I don't know, something really cheesy like that. Or it'll end with Otis and Eric, which at this point I do hope so, because if they end up not being friends at the end of this show, I will have words to say about that. But there's just so much to cover in this final episode. I'm a bit nervous. To be fair, with there being so much to cover in the final episode, I don't think Otis and Maeve will have a scene because they don't really need one now. They've said their goodbye and it was a beautiful goodbye, and I can't believe it. I mean, whether Otis might end up with Ruby still, but going into this season, I just had it in my head, Otis will not end up with anyone. The ship war last season was too big. Maeve was in America, so I thought she wouldn't even be in the season, to be honest. But when I found out she was, I thought there's no way they're going to make a long distance relationship work. And I think letting Maeve and Otis not be together is way better than having Maeve give up her opportunities to be with him. And as she said, it's always been her dream to get out of Moordale. And the highlight of the whole show for me is that scene when Miss Sands reads her essay that she wrote about where they want to be in 10 years. And all Maeve said was that she wanted to be in a house with big windows. Oh god, that scene makes me bawl every time, and I want that for her. And I think America is her best shot. She said she felt so happy there. She felt more like herself than ever. She deserves it. I don't think this means they have to stop being friends because they're broken up, because they were always friends anyway. But I think more for the fans, I'm disappointed because they never really got to be together. We've had this season, of course, but in all the times they've been together, the start of the season they were long distance and they were fighting. Then Maeve's mum died, so they never got a chance to be happy together. It's sad from a fan's perspective, but as I didn't ship them all that much, I'm not bothered about that. But I do just think like, wow, this was such a slow burn without any payoff, really. But I'm not mad about it at all, and I hope Otis doesn't suddenly do a U-turn and end up with Ruby to satisfy the Ruby and Otis ship, because I think that would be just a complete and utter mess and so bad of the show. But I don't think they'll do that. The boycott for the exams was really good. I loved Isaac finally being able to stand up himself and call out the headmaster on his ship for not funding an elevator that has been broken constantly, and Aisha as well, calling everyone out, saying that they almost left her behind. If that had been a real fire and they just all walked out the room, Mr. Groff, I'm looking at you too, sir. What the hell? How can they not see her there? Not think to tell her? Even her friends, like, were they not looking at her like, hey Aisha, welcome? Like, I mean, they said they need to do better, and we have seen like Abby having a few microaggressions throughout the season, which I did want her to be called up on, but they didn't do that. The boycott scene was very good, and seeing everyone band together like that was probably the first time I've actually liked this college. The camaraderie there was really nice, and I loved the way that it suddenly did turn into a 60s protest, exactly like Amy wanted, and that teacher was loving life. I can't remember her name, but the one that Mr. Groff nearly slept with. Adam calling out his dad, and I'll tell you what, when Adam barged into that tractor, my first thought as well was, if this was season 1 and his dad found out, he'd be off to military school. Like, I genuinely thought that. I don't think like he did with him saying if dad found out about this, he'd be so angry, because I do think he has changed. But I do think Adam does have points when he says like, you never really wanted to get to know me. It's all been because of mum, because that is kind of true. Like last season, he was all in trying to get Maureen back, and then she said you have to fix your relationship with Adam first, and so that's why he got in contact with him. I do think he genuinely cares for him now, which he should have done all along, but I think he does now. But even so, he had to be told to do this, so that's not right. But I say this still loving their scenes, still loving them as characters, and truly hoping that their family will get back on track. I don't know if they'll be able to have a happy ending now, because there's only one episode left. There's so many happy endings I want, and so many things I want, but I know I'm not going to get. Is that the last we've seen of Joanna? I can't believe it if that is her just walking out like that after that argument. I want a resolution to that. I want to see Sean, but I know we're not getting that at this point. I want Sean to send Maeve off. That would be brilliant, but I doubt it. Otis and Eric making up is probably the biggest thing. Otis and Ruby closure. I think Ruby needs that. O apologising to Ruby, I think Ruby needs that also, but I think O does need it too. We'll probably end up seeing a winner to the sex therapy competition. If it turns out to be Connor, then I'm freaking boycotting. And Cal, I'm getting worried about Cal now. They can't have Cal attempting suicide in the final episode, surely, because things look like they were really getting dark there for them, and I'm scared. Hopefully nothing too dark happens with them and someone's able to talk to them, because I really don't like the way they ended that scene with them just sitting alone in the room. So yeah, I'm a bit nervous. The final episode is longer, which means like there's time for a lot of this stuff to happen, but I worry about things feeling rushed too. Yeah, we'll see. This was a good episode, not as strong as episode 6. Episode 6 remains my favourite, but I really liked the Jean and Maeve scene. Oh my goodness. Seeing Maeve have a mother figure there telling her that she believes in her was kind of everything she needed and she should have had, but she never did. I'm just so happy for her making this decision for herself, seeing people believe in her, because I feel like she is capable of so much. She has such a bright future ahead of her, and to see her throw all that away would have been absolutely devastating. And she gave her consent for Isaac and Amy. I love the reasoning she gave for not wanting them to be together. I did think it was a bit strange, like she didn't like Isaac that much when they were together, so why would she have an issue? But her reasoning was valid, and those two being the ones to spread the ashes with her was lovely as well. The music choices in this episode as well, as always, were so good, especially in Otis and Maeve's love scene and also the final scene there. I'm not ready to say goodbye to this show, but I put it off for too long. I need to do it. I'm just so nervous. I don't want it to end badly. I don't want to be mad at the end. Oh, I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I also want Otis and Jean to talk. Okay, if we're talking top 3 things I want from the finale: Otis and Eric to make up, Jean and Otis to have a deep conversation, because their conversations are always the ones that break me down, and I feel like we need one in the final episode of the show. And I'm apologising to Ruby. I do want the Groffs to end up on a happy note, but these 3 things have been bigger. Like, I'm apologising to Ruby isn't bigger than the Groff storyline, because they've been in the whole show, but I feel like I want to see O apologising to Ruby more, because what was it all for if Ruby doesn't get an apology at the end? We need that. So that's what I'm hoping for. I'll be watching the finale literally now, and I'm so scared. Yeah, I guess I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for watching.
I like 'em sweet but naughty, pimples on the cheeks, I bet you